And good morning, T. Yo, is this the best time to start collecting PS4 games? It's really simple. Yo, is this the best time? Is the writings on the walls that that it's time to start collecting CDs? Is the writings officially on the wall that is a time? It's time for you to start collecting. If you're a collector, is it time to start collecting CDs? I'm gonna say 100% yes. Since that new news that broke out recently that about Sony discontinuing um CD rewritable CDs, I'm gonna tell you yes. I'm gonna tell you with the revealing of the new PS5, it's not coming with a CD drive or option to buy a PS5 Pro with a CD drive. You're gonna have to connect the disc drive to the console. I'm gonna tell you yes. It's about looking that time that PlayStation is officially like they're in little increments backing away from physical media. They're if to keep saying again as a warning, Sony is beginning to back away from physical media. So another example to give in a way is that what happened with the new Concord game. So yes, if independent companies want to put out and publish physical games for their system, by all means, for this gen that's going on, you will see physical games come out. But I think after this console, that's it. After the PS5, that is officially it. So if anybody basically wants to be publishing any video games for the just I don't know why, for the behalf of physicality, yeah, maybe it can be a little bit lucrative to publish games for the PS5. I think a lot of games is not going to be an average amount of CDs being published for the PS5 for some weird reason. I have a feeling right now, and it's just not looking well. It's not looking well. The revealing of that new PS5 Pro console, it is not looking well to me. That I would definitely say, if you could have already been collecting PS4 for the past 2 years, I would have highly suggest that. There's a lot of games that was coming out for these 4 years that are good games that it's just gonna make it harder and harder to find. So yeah, this is a funny era we're in right now that I didn't really collect any PS5 games, to be honest with you. Since the PS5 just came out up to right now, I got maybe 3 PS5 games maybe. I don't even have a PS5 console. So if the game would have looked really cool on some behalf, maybe I would have bought the game for the PS5. But I really don't have no PS5 games like that, and I still don't see no games that I want to buy for the console. I'm looking at that console more as a download streaming console, more than a console that has good physical games to consider playing. I'm gonna say if I had to refer what is gonna be the really bang for your buck of consoles, it's gonna be the Nintendo Switch and the PS4. I'm curious to what's gonna happen about the Nintendo Switch 2 and what kind of games they're gonna publish for that system. But from the look of Xbox, let's go from Xbox, PlayStation to Nintendo. From the look of Xbox, who's the leaders of modern day formats, if you can see, PlayStation is trickling its way in the same path. And if there's one way I could describe Nintendo to you as of all businesses, Nintendo, for some reason, each generation they come out with of a console is a downgrade of a console that already has been published by PlayStation or Xbox. So right now we're playing the Nintendo Switch is like between a PS3 and a PS4, let's say. And when the Nintendo Switch 2 come out, that'll be like a finalized version of playing like PS4 games. So by the time the next Nintendo come out, then that system will be either around the graphics of PS5 or maybe like between PS5 and PS6 console. But they're always, not to say one step ahead, but how I look at Nintendo's strategy of business, if I was to speak on Nintendo, it looks like they hold out on modern gen technology for a couple years, and then they work on purchasing it and working with that software when it's like at a cheaper value, like 4 to 6 years later, when all the hype about it is calming down. That's when Nintendo will decide to start purchasing those kind of computers that could produce that kind of software. But they don't. If you really look at it in certain ways, even since the first Nintendo, Sega Master System and the Genesis was always ahead of Nintendo. So by the time the NES came out, Sega Genesis, like which was the original Super Nintendo graphics, already came out with their system, but Nintendo's competing with their own Sega Master System graphics. So that's been Nintendo's strategy for the past 40 years, if I'm to say. They've been successful at it. They've been very successful at doing it. But the best console of all consoles is a computer. The number one console no home console has ever beaten is a computer. So that's gonna be sweet. If the Nintendo Switch 2 can support Switch 1 games, that's gonna be very good. That's gonna be very good news. But what I'm saying regardless about the PS5, that PS5 Pro, is I feel like that's giving a future warning right now that less physical games are gonna be produced. And that could also trickle into Nintendo doing the same kind of business in the next decade, or who knows, half a decade from now. That they just leave it up to independent publishers to be the people, the people to start putting out physical media. You know, so I forget what made me want to do this context for this moment, but what I will say is that it was something I was just reading, and I was just okay. I was looking at a Twitter post, and somebody was posting about a form of disappointment to the advertisement of the new PS5 Pro, and peace, Knuckle, peace to you, thank you, man. But I want to say about the PS5 Pro. That it's like giving future hints that we're going to be dealing with less physical media. But in reality, most of the masses never knew how to properly take care of physical media. That people just want the instant gratification of just downloading and pressing play, if I was to say. Oh, thank you for that thumbs up. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, I probably do need to get some more rest. But thank you anyway. Thank you for the reference. What I really wanted to say was just on that behalf, what the decisions of Sony backing out from producing CD rewritable disc is just multiple writings on the wall of a disconclusion of that form of material. And get ready for just streaming applications, streaming hardware, and not having physical media anymore unless independent people decide to do that, and there's big enough of a community that's willing to support and purchase of the product. Because if the community is not big enough and the price to produce that product doesn't even out, it's basically a loss in production of a product, so it has to even out. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Um, but overall, yeah, I think this is a future hint about physical media for CDs, video games, cartridges, whatever it may be, of entertainment that the powers that be are working more and more on behalf of you living and really, when I mean eternal, they're working on you to have an eternal life of renting from Blockbuster for the rest of your days. I think that's kind of tough, you know. Rentals when it first existed, I guess that was cool, whatever. But like, I don't want to rent stuff for the rest of my days. Thank you to you all. Thank you to you all. You know, um, but yeah, it's it's a funny future we're getting into. Rental world, where you'll be renting for the rest of your days. That would be interesting. That would be so interesting to my behalf of thinking like renting stuff for the rest of your days. That's a very long time. 100 years of renting. Woo! That's a lot of money to make. That is a lot of money to make. 100 years of renting. How would that work out? So this is like the last decade maybe of this is like the last decade maybe of physical media, or the last two. This is gonna be the last 2 decades of physical media. Salute to China. Thank you. Salute to China and thank you. Yo, synchronize. Synchronize. Yo, Carpy and Itchy Poopy are best friends. That was too synchronized. Itchy Poopy, if you wanted me to think that y'all was like separate entities, you had to at least wait a minute or two more. Like that was, damn, that was too synchronized. You could do a lot with money. You could do a whole lot with money. Money really does expand your imagination. And lack of it, woo. Nah, that was too synchronized, Carpy. That was too synchronized. That was like best friends. Like, oh, you just said something? Okay, I'm gonna say something right now. Like, damn, son, y'all right next to each other. No, that's funny. That's wild funny. Yeah, you're right about that. But I mean, like, having a good amount of money could put a house over your head. It could buy you healthy food. It could teach you more things. Nah, I got the official name. I got the official character. Somebody, 1 minute, let me look. I got the official character who I'm gonna be forever now. It's, hold on. It's Kane. I'm Kane from RoboCop. Yeah, I'm Kane from RoboCop. I'm officially taking responsibility. Yeah, if you ever wanted to see what I look like, go on YouTube and type up CAIN and put RoboCop 2 CAIN. That's what I look like. I'm early. I'm young. I'm early. I'm early stage Kane. I'm early stage. I'm Kane. I'm child. I'm still young childhood Kane. So I still got I still got a little bit of it left. As you can see, I got the goatee, and like it's beginning. It's starting. Now, I'm Kane from RoboCop. I'm definitely Kane from RoboCop. That would be the best description I could give you. Like, if I could give my best voice of him. RoboCop. Trying to foil my plans, RoboCop. Kane. I'm Kane, y'all. Oh, okay, here it goes. All right. I'm chilling, y'all. Thank you so much for saying that, man. Thank you for saying. I always appreciate positive comments. Where the heck is Carpy and Itchy Poopy? They just came in for 1 second and disappeared. All right, now you're going like really deep, bro. Now you're going really deep. My true self is knowing how to speak language on a level to conduct business. That, if I was to say. If you want to really learn your true self, you'll be able to speak not to anybody, but you'll be able to speak to special people without issues. Yeah, that could be possible. Oh, I think I have self-realization. I think I've reached that stage. It's called Asperger's. It's an episode of South Park about that. Yeah, there's an episode of South Park on it. It's called Asperger's. Shout out to Prince. Shout out to Prince. Yes. Yes, Asperger's. Exactly. There's an episode of South Park talking about it. It's a real thing. It's 1,000. I would tell you, it's 1,000,000,000% real, y'all. Asperger's. Well, why should if you could give me some self-realization, why should I feel bothered about myself? If you don't mind giving me some insight to that. Because wouldn't that be a little bit of maturity and peace that I'm not bothered about certain behalves? Wouldn't a form of immaturity be that things bother you? That was such a in and out burger. Nah, Itchy Poopy and whatchamacallit are the same entity. Something is weird right there. Something's weird right there. They came in and they just disappeared. That is so weird. That is two best friends right there. That is two best friends. Yes. Itchy Poopy and the other person, they're both gooners. Yes, Carpy and Itchy Poopy are gooners. That is the same entities right there, y'all. He's back. Carpy is like 40 years old, y'all. You got harassed by Gunnar. Yes, I did. Yes, Gunnar Hell for sure. Set up a stream. Nah, that's a fact. I'm gonna set up I'm gonna have a way better setup than this garbage right now going up. I will definitely set up eventually. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. I need to go. So it's outside my place sitting in the doing balloons. Yo, it be like that sometimes. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Yo, that is so funny. Nah, I'm definitely gonna set it up, Carpy. I'm definitely gonna set it up. Itchy Poopy and Carpy are conjoint twins. They're in the same they're in the same place right now. Yo, thank you, but I'm not doing that. I'm not doing something because you subscribe to me. You just subscribe because you want to. Thank you. Thank you if you subscribe to me. Thank you. What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. Double tap that screen. That's what I'm doing. Double tap the screen, y'all, and help give some more likes. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Double tap the screen. Give a like. Don't be a zesty lowlife. Don't be a zesty lowlife. Don't be a zesty. Don't be a zesty. Don't be a zesty. Yo, bro. I took a picture the other day. Yo, this is for Carpy. I'm gonna answer your question right now. I'm a really 100% tell you the truth about that question. How I'm built right now. Yo, I got a picture taken of me, and when I looked at the shape of my body, vice versa, I was upset at that shit. The shape of my arms and legs and whatnot, I am definitely built. I'm not built like that. I gotta get my weight up. So you got me on that one. I'm gonna have to tell the truth on that. Yeah, I got a picture taken of me the other day, and I did not like how my body was looking, yo. I was like, what the fuck? Nah, son. Nah. Like, I'm saying even for myself, I was just like, nah. Nah, this shit look great. What the fuck is that? Nah, son. Nah, homie. I'm gonna have to take that L. Yeah, when I saw that picture of myself and my body shape, I'm gonna have to take that L. This shit look crazy, yo. That shit didn't. It's not a good move, yo. Okay, I would say to you, if you wound up hearing that, like I smashed your chick, that's a L. That is a L to take. If anybody I ever got to smash somebody's chick before or something, that is a L, bro. Because my body is shaped bad. My body is shaped wow crazy. Like, what? He smacked? Nah. You gotta take, that's the worst L you can ever take. If I was to keep it a hundo, I think that would be the worst L in history. If I got to smash your chick, that's the worst L you could take in history. Like you're gonna have to move to such a foreign, uncommon part of the world after that. That's how bad. Yeah, you're gonna have to move to an uncommon place where there's no internet or electricity. That's how bad it is. Yo, that's true. That's a true story, y'all. That is a true story. It happens sometimes. Where's Itchy Poo Poo? Stop lying, Itchy Poo Poo. You're right there next to Carpy. That is the weirdest ever. You are conjoint twins. Carpy's like 40 years old, y'all. Yo, it happens. It happens. It happens. It happens. The Zesties always win. The Zesties always win. It happens. That's a true story, y'all. Yo, I love this shit. This app is so hilarious. If might I say. Yeah, anybody. Well, let's see if we get more viewers. Anybody who are viewers. If I could set this channel up to donations, would you give me a donate? Would you do you like this channel enough that you would give a donation to me from time to time? I'm curious to that. Yes or no? Is this channel worth a donation from time to time? I'm curious about that. You know, why for yes and for no? Like hell no. Donations. Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's fun. Yo. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, you. Yo, it happened. Yo. Yo, I don't even know what the fuck to say. Yo. Nah. I don't know what to say. I'm stuck right now. I'm stuck. Fucking. Yo, people be getting some nice donations. Yo, don't knock it. Don't knock me. I will take those $10. I will gladly take those $10. That will contribute to another physical video game I could. Yo, that shit is wild. Fuck. Yes, I need donations. That shit got me screaming. Yo, that shit got my head hurting. That's too fucking funny. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming, Carpy. Whatever you're, I don't care. It's coming. It's coming. I'm gonna set it up. We're gonna see how many no's I get. It's a funny game. It's a funny game. Okay, I'll give you a tip about what you just said right there with that sentence. It's a funny thing about that. It's a funny thing about that. What I'm gonna say to you though is like, if you could buy decent, aside from CDs, if you could buy decent cartridges for like $1, $2, $3, stack up on those shits. I would definitely advise. Like it's very not easy for me to have been to find those. I don't got a lot, but if you could stack up on a lot of cartridges, those will last. Those will last longer than CDs. But it's gonna be a funny market coming in the coming future. To keep it about the vintage games, physical media, it's gonna be a funny thing going on. They're already editing. Okay, the future of video games, they're already doing the same thing with movies and TV shows where they're editing out scenes. They're gonna do that eventually in video games. They already are. They already are. I think in Metal Gear Solid 2, it's supposed to be like some sexual reference context that if you purchase any new Metal Gear Solid 2 copy right now from online or like the physical copies, they took that information, they took them scenes and stuff out the game already. So the original I think Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and San Andreas. The first print has controversial context on it, and the other printings they took out the context. So yeah, it's gonna happen. If you want, it's just overall, it's gonna happen. So Grand Theft Autos is very cheap to buy. To keep it, Vice City and the San Andreas, that's still very cheap to buy. But you want to get the first print that has all the original controversial context on it. In the Vice City, the controversy was the issue with the voice acting for the Haitian people. The Haitian community found that wild offensive and protested against it. So yeah, those things is gonna turn into $50 and better games later on. And I just think that that's a fabulous category that your average person can prosper. Not to say prosper, but they could make some good money dealing with it. I'm living proof. I'm living proof. There was a PS5 game called Concord that just came out 2 weeks ago, and if you would have bought one or more copies of it, the game is double the value right now. They just concluded the game after 2 weeks, and before September 6th, if you would have bought the game or as many copies as you can, it's selling for double the value. Like less than. So stocks don't do that. If you work for any city throughout the United States, no thing you could put your money in a year's time, it doubles in value. CONCORD, Concord. It was like you could have bought it for like maybe $40, I think $50, and it's like 100 and change. Like a week and a half, 2 weeks later, Sony, nobody was buying the game or playing the game. It failed, and they discontinued the game. So it's real. It's real, y'all. There was a game I bought last year, November or December, called Signalis. I paid like $20 for it. It's like $80 to $100 right now. And the game only been out for like a year and a half, I think. So I didn't buy the Concord game. Just to go back and talking about PS5. I didn't buy the Concord game, but I knew I could have. I had like 3-4 days I could have bought the game, but I don't buy PS5 games, like I said. Yeah, I know the story about the PT demo. I know the story about that. I don't got it. I don't got the PT demo, but I know about the story of it. But what I mean by what I'm talking about is yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. What I mean by overall is like maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, I walked into a GameStop and I came across Godzilla for like $60. And when I bought it, it was worth 180. Right now, it's bouncing between 200 and change to $300. I think I showed that on another stream before, whatever. But it's not only video games, y'all. It's books. It's all sorts of other things that you could learn, you could teach yourself about, and they're good investments. To keep it 100. But it's if you really are in your 20s, this is a good investment to make. If you're in your teens, if you're in your 20s, your young 30s, even if you're in your 40s, it's a good investment to make. Crash Bandicoot Part 1 for the PS1 was like a $5 game. You could have bought that game from $1 to $5 a billion times over. Crash Bandicoot 1 is selling for $50 right now. What is the purpose of my context? Your average person around the world, if you can get your hands on 1,000 Mario cartridges, you can sell them. People will buy those for the rest of your life. People will buy a Mario cartridge for as long as you can live right now. No lie. People will buy Mario products for the rest of your life. Yeah, they shut it down. They shut it down after 2 weeks. They shut it down after 2 weeks, and then speculation was already jumping of, oh, it's a special disc, whatever garbage, ba 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 ba, and yeah, it's like 100 and change right now. And I could have bought one if I wanted. I could have bought one sealed or whatever. I could have bought one. They're burning and destroying the disc. All storefronts that was selling the game immediately on September 6th, they refund all the companies that have physical copies and told them to destroy it. And I think that's the story what happened with the Godzilla game. I think the Godzilla game, something happened where they disconcluded it, and that's why that game is expensive. Shout out to Jill Scott. Shout out Jill Scott Heron. You already know, yo. Shout out to you. Shout out to all of you. Peace and love to all of you, yo. Peace and hippie love to all you dudes. But yo, this is real stories, y'all. Okay. A cheap investment you can make, and it's only like $20, $21. Buy Evercade Games. EverCade. Buy Evercade Games. They're selling on Amazon for like $20. Just get one copy at least each of a game. None. Say no to drugs. Say no to that every day, all day. Say no to any kind of products in those behalf. Buy Evercade Games. It's an easy investment. I'm telling you, it's gonna be one of the easiest investments in life. But it's gonna take around like 2 years and better. You're gonna have to hold it for like 2 years. But like you'll basically turn your $20 bill into a $100 bill for every game you buy. So what's another way I would say it? Games that I've been buying for the past 2-3 years, when those go up in value and I start getting rid of them piece by piece, I'll trickle back to just buying more new games. Never. Stay away from that. Never. Stay away from that. Stay away from that. Stay away from that. I come from neighborhoods of that stuff. Stay away from it. That's the answer. That's the type stories I could give you. Stay away from it. It's not positive energy. Yeah, Godzilla for the PS4. It's been bouncing around between 2 and change to $300. There's another game that be in GameStop sometimes if you're lucky. It's called Metal Max Xeno for the PS4. If you could ever find it for $10, buy it. It's like a $50, $60 game. I got like 2 or 3 copies of it. A matter of fact, I'm gonna sell one of the copies. I gotta go through my stuff. Oh yeah, GameStop, that's the best. I did a lot of wreck with GameStop for the past couple of years. GameStop is the best. Black Friday, 4 for 40s. 4 for 40s and 4 for 20. Telling y'all, don't sleep on it. 4 for 40s and 4 for 20 sale. And basically, games that be costing $30, $60 or whatever go down to like $10. It's the best until physical media is done, to be honest with you. To be honest, I wasn't collecting back then. But if they had 4 for 40s back 10 years ago, or let's say 15 years ago with GameCube games, or 20 years, that was amazing. I could only imagine. I would have been rich right now. Because I would have bought multiple copies of all the Marios, any of those Zeldas, any of those Resident Evils, those Silent Hills. I would have just stayed buying those for $10 over and over and over easy. I got a couple Resident Evils. I got 2 Silent Hills. Like I don't got a bunch of games. Like those kind of gems from back in the day. I don't got like every game. My copy of Silent Hill 1 is Japanese. Yeah, when it comes to GameStop, I wouldn't trade consoles or game systems to them. I wouldn't trade games or consoles to them. It's about buying games for them. The opportunity to flip up or create some value is not the consoles, it's the video games. Yeah, what I say about with physical games is like it's not the game consoles, y'all. It's the video games. It's the video games. So like, yo, if any place wherever you at, you could buy a game from your neighbors for like $1, $2, rack up on them. You're turning your $1, $2 into like a $5 bill and better. Especially if they're good games. All platforms. What platform is best to sell on? Through eBay. Sell on through eBay, Facebook Marketplace. I say any one of them. It's about building relationships. I would tell you it's about building relationships, because what I learned about with eBay is that there's a couple people I follow who have hundreds of people who follow them, and they have a history of thousands of sales. And I noticed that I was able to obtain certain things that they only have on all of eBay. And I learned from following their pages. That's a tip I could give you. Try to learn, when you look at eBay, when you look at these social medias and how people are selling, try to learn from who's the best of the sellers. Look for the best of sellers, and try to learn from those people. That would be my main tip about anybody who want to sell online. Try to learn from the best of them. And the one tip I could give to you where you will always stand out from even the best of eBay sellers is whatever the listing they're selling for. If you could sell it for cheaper than that, then you have a better deal than them. Anybody across the whole world, if we all got this same object and they're all saying $50, and the cheapest out of a few of them in the world is saying, let's say $35. I would box all of them out if I said $30. That's the real truth of how to sell on the internet. Try to be the person that can sell for the lowest price. Like, I'm dead serious even about myself. Like, if there's the objects, okay, I got games I want to get rid of now, or objects I want to get rid of now. I'm gonna be selling them probably for the lowest of price of anybody else. Now, when I mean lowest of price, I'm not talking about no $3, $5 bill, unless if it's worth around that price, then yeah, I'm gonna sell it for $3, $2. But if it's worth $20, like I'm saying, I'm gonna try to sell for one of the best of prices, or across all the internet. That's how you make sales. That's how you make the fastest sales of anybody. So everybody's asking $500 for this new game console. You're not gonna, you're gonna be sitting there forever. If a new game console's coming out and miraculously you could get it for a couple dollars cheaper, I guarantee you, okay, I would never invest into that unless I could get it for like the console's worth $500 and I'm getting it for like $150. Maybe that makes sense. But you're gonna be competing with another 100, 200, or 1,000 people who's doing that price too. So try to like sell things that are unique, that 5 or 10 people are selling. That's really the best way I would suggest it. Try to find objects that 5 or 10 people are selling. Don't try to deal with things. I don't deal with things that there's like, well, okay, Mario is okay. There's certain objects that yeah, 1 billion people are selling, and you could jump into that same pool. It's okay. But then there's certain other objects you will be sitting with that. You will be sitting around with that. So you gotta differ from one another. And if you could do that, if you could differ from one another, then you know what to invest into. You know, like okay, what I invest into from like the past 6 months, I'm kind of drawing back from doing that now, and it's not popular yet here. It is popular here, but it's not popular yet here, if I was to say. So what I did was, I'm happy I got it for cheap, put it away, and if it winds up blowing up a year or 5 years from now, oh, I got this. I paid only these couple dollars back then, and look, now it's worth $40 or $100 or $1,000 or whatever. I bought this way long back for $10, $5, $4. I buy things when they're cheap and nobody wants it. That's really one of my best advice I would give to anybody. If you're trying to flip your money up, you got to look for genuinely good product. If you could collect as many Friday the 13th, Halloween, Freddy Krueger movies, and you could get those DVDs for $1, those are going to be probably $10 or $20 CDs later down the line. If it's not already. Collect as many good horror movies you can. If you could get those for $0.25 to $1, rack up on those. The VHSs are not cheap, y'all. Horror VHSs are extremely hard to find and not cheap. The next of lineage is those DVDs. And you can still buy those for like $0.25. That's a come up. Buy horror DVDs for $0.25 to $1 if you can. And you are up. I'm telling you, take care, put them away that they won't mess up or anything. And watch what happens in the next decade with those. Go look up. If you want to look up the example, what I'm going based off of, look up what happened to horror VHSs on eBay. That's exactly what I go off of. Like, oh, word? That's going to happen with those as soon as those become scarce as well. And people get rid of DVDs all the time. The era we're in right now is no different than the VHS era. How people get rid of DVDs right now. Thousands of DVDs get thrown away right now. And I think in the VHS era it was the same thing. Then give a decade or 2 decades later, boom. Those VHSs and those DVDs are $40 and better objects that people were throwing away all the time. They're gonna start editing out those movies. Or you're gonna have to, like, who knows how much you're gonna have to pay to watch those streaming platforms. So it's a lot of technicalities that I would just say pay $10 a month for a streaming platform, or pay a quarter, and you can have the same 1,000, 2,000 movies that them platforms have. You can have all 2,000, 3,000 of those movies for a quarter each. It's up to you. So yeah, that's what I would say to you about the marketplaces, and just how I was going into DVDs and blah 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 was try to learn from the best of sellers, and how you can be a part of that story. That's how I work at it. So I hope maybe that could have been some good information. Good whatever. But it took years for me to learn that, actually. I was trying to get that to another person for a tip of advice. They wanted to sell a pair of Jordans, and when you look them up, you're going to have the highest of value, you're going to have the lowest of value. And then the next question I would ask after that is, how long do you want to wait to sell? Oh, these things always sell. Oh, okay, what's the price you're looking for? 180? Okay, let's look on the sell history for how many times this month is sold for that. And like, you ain't gonna, and like a lot of times the highest of number you're not gonna see. You're gonna see more the lower of numbers is the consistent sales before you're gonna see the highest of numbers. And that's how long you're going to be waiting if you're going to even sell for that number you want to sell for. I had a good copy, not to say a good copy, I had a copy of an NES game for a long time called Shadow of the Ninja for the Nintendo. And years ago I sold it. And I kind of regret selling it. The label was kind of torn, but it's just like a really good video game for the Nintendo. And I loved it growing up, whatever. And I sold it a long time back. And I sold it, I think, for a good price. And that's why it sold. You see, okay, it shows you, I'm going to tell you from, I don't know if it was 10 years or how many years more ago. I was doing that from years ago. You want to get a sale within this month, within the next week, couple days, whatever it may be, then you got to sell it for a deal. And everybody else who's selling for these ridiculous prices, you're waiting forever to make that sell. Nevuary. Okay, the only way whatever them high prices is going to make them sell is because the rest of the listings prices are higher than that. You're going to be waiting years, if not before that, collecting dust. So yeah, that's how most doesn't that make sense to anybody to say that the masses is gonna look for the deal, unless they don't know how to, but the masses is gonna look for the deal and purchase the deal. There's a DVD that I got multiples of sealed brand new. I got for free, and the cheapest, I think I'm the cheapest listing right now, free shipping, just to get rid of them, while the others are waiting months hoping to make a sale. I am the latest sale of that one DVD, sealed. So it's because just make that $10, make the 15 or 14, especially if you didn't even pay for it. Make a couple dollars and just get it pushing. Make a couple dollars and get it pushed. That is the biggest issue most people have, y'all, with selling things. Is what's the most of the outcome? And the most of the outcome is like never selling it. If anybody with real advice could get to you. The most of the outcome, you're never going to sell it. Thank you for saying that positive comment to me right now. But that's the best advice I can tell you about selling on the internet or selling in the streets in general. If you can sell for a deal. So And I gave y'all the hint right now how to get video games for like some of the best deals you could ever get on when it comes to used, especially GameStop. That 4 for $20 and 4 for $40 is not a joke, y'all. That is not a joke. That 4 for $40. That like right after that sale is done, like if you buy the right games, 9 out of 10, you doubled your value immediately. Thank you for saying that, but I haven't set up my channel yet to do that. Genuinely, I just wanted to keep going with my channel growing and showing that, oh, just because I already got permission to be able to get game donations, that I appreciate people who could just give me a like and help my channel to grow, to be honest. I really appreciate that more. But thank you very much. Thank you very much. But yeah, double tap the screen for a like. If you could give a subscribe, engage with me. That's in this stage where I'm at right now, that's more than appreciative from you. And I thank you very much with just that alone. That is your donation to me. If I was ready to say, and to anybody else who watches my channel. So like yeah, for the next couple months, I could set up right now to just for streaming wise, and to make money for whoever's watching my channels and my videos and stuff. I could already start making money off of that, and I haven't set that up yet. So, yes, you can double your money from the GameStop Black Friday sales. You can double your money. You can either double your money, or you could turn it from you can immediately have like a quarter extra in value. Because when I was looking back at a lot of stuff I bought over the past 2 years or something, I think to say, yeah, a lot of them is still worth double the value. So, yo, much love, much respect. Much love and respect to you all. Anybody who could ever be on my page and my channel, my time, and be positive, I very much always appreciate it. Thank you. No, God bless you. And thank you very much as well. And I'm about to skedaddle myself. I believe I'll make it. I believe I'm doing well right now so far for myself. And I just want to say God bless you all. I love you all. And thank you for your time, for any time that you spend with me. Peace out, y'all.